live. So very much to talk about. Nick, welcome in. Oh, I understand that. 456% doesn't know exactly what to do with that position on ZBCN. We'll go over ZBCN for sure. For anybody who's in here right now, I see good evening, Grant. Welcome in. We've had an unbelievable rally. We had an MXC. It was up about 450% in the last about 24 hours, 24 to 30 hours now. The last time we talked last night, it's gone up a significant amount. I know we had significant profit, and I have something that we'll talk about, another token. It's an IoT token. It's very much undervalued. When you go over the IoT tokens as a whole, in the rankings, it's pretty far down there on the rankings. Let's see. I like to look at it by market capitalization. It's down at, it's pretty far down. It's much farther down than, where are we at? I'll have to go over this. I was looking at it. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's just ahead of Moonchain. It's right there at $8.99. It's got 1.12 billion tokens, but there's 1.2 billion total tokens. So it's got basically them all in circulation right now. But it's down 74% in the last year. And it's I think it's getting to a point where it's something that needs serious attention. And someone just happened to ask me about it in the Telegram, and I said, you know what? I couldn't do my live earlier because Julie was at Scarlett's orchestra concert, her last one of the school year, probably for her ever, because she's going in a different direction in the theater. I couldn't go because my mom was sick, but I was home with my son and I just couldn't do the live. But I've been doing a deep research because I took, all of my profit out and then some, because MXC, I wanted to keep riding it, but with significant profit and the fact that when I'm trying to sell it on crypto.com, there was as much as almost a 25 to 30% discrepancy from the price it was at. So I had to wait for real volatile moments up and kind of catch like a lot of buying pressure to where it helped balance it out a little bit. But it was very difficult to put these limit orders through, and you had to wait until it had significant uprises. And as you can see, like 471%, 344% in the last 24 hours. It's come down some off the top. It was almost at 0.006. So what I did is I have almost $8,000 right now sitting on BITUNIX. And I didn't have a lot on there because I was going back and forth. Because XDC, it's just a whole thing. I like to send my stuff because I'm verified on crypto.com. I'll let it sit there. But then I'll send it off the exchange to however I want to sell it and do what I'm going to do. But I can't do that with MXC because it's only on crypto.com. Like, I couldn't do it with certain things. Like DGB, I'm fine because I can just send it off of crypto.com and send it to one that I'm not so sure of on Lbank, and then send that cash via USDT or XRP or however I want to do it back to BitUnix, and then it's all good. So I'm not worried about that. I can find a place to sell it. MXC, I can't do that anywhere. So we're going to go over data today because that is the one. I wasn't going to talk about it just yet, but after what's happened now, I think it's going to be one of those with the IoTs that's significantly undervalued. I mean, when I say significantly, we'll go over the chart. It's significantly undervalued. So I figured, why not do it at night? I can show my BitUnix so everybody actually realizes, what I use. And then I can go over some of this stuff as well. So we'll go over XRP. We'll obviously go over MXC because it gave me like almost 10 grand. So I'm not gonna. And then between that and ZBCN, that was like a first quarter of the year. That just unbelievable. Things are unbelievable. But now I'm looking for my next opportunity. But the next one is going to be an interesting one because if data's ready to buy, because it's on BitUnix, I don't have to worry about, even if I sell it, I could buy it right back with practically zero fees. So that's the reason why I'm very honed in on this particular one. It's on BitUnix. So we don't have to worry about playing the nonsense game on different exchanges. So we'll go over it. We'll go over a lot of stuff. I mean, just knowing MXC is up almost 350% in the last 24 hours. in current times. And knowing that we were on top of that, we were on top of ZBEC before its huge breakout here. And it's like, I want to keep going down the list because I know a lot more about data than I know about ZBEC. Just like I know a lot about Moonchain, but the fact that I can't get anywhere where I can respect is making it hard. So, ZBCN, yeah, it was going hard again. It's up over this 0.05. Oh, I see data's up 7% right now. Interesting. So yeah, we'll get into this. So good evening. 11:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, May 28th, 2025. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of again. So this is where I don't use Robinhood. I got screwed over so bad on Robinhood, and when they halted trading, and I'll never use them again. Those are just issues. I will never use them. Let's see. Good to catch you. Yeah, it's good to see you, Scotty Trades. How much ZBEC do you still hold? You always knew ZBEC was gonna moon. Yeah, I've been shuffling back and forth. I went from ZBEC and I put a lot of that into MXC, and now I took a lot of it all. And now I'm going into my next little project here with likely it's probably going to be data, especially because I know ZBCN I can do on BITUNIX as well. That's the saving grace. But I'm kind of going from boom, boom, boom until they start. Now the other ones have to start hitting better areas again. But all of this it's for a reason. All of this is for a reason. But first and foremost, we have to go through XRP. Like, please report the issue. Huh. What, it didn't want to connect to XRP? Look how XRP majestically bounced off of that back test. It's a majestic back test. I love it. I think my volume's on just a little bit on my tablet next to me. There we go. You were not hearing me echo. That's just how it was. And then the window's open behind me, but you know it's dark. Let's see. Tom, Pacific time. Welcome to the West Coast. It is yeah, it's 11:25 here, so that would make it 8:25 where you're at. Excellent. Yeah, XDC, I have a buy zone. I don't know if it's gonna get down there, but when I got rid of it, it's on BitUnix, so then I went over to MXC and I dropped some more. Well, I'm glad I did what I did there. But I was looking to see if it could get all the way back here and back test this breakout, and I think it's somewhere around 4.2 cents. We'll see if it gets there or not. I don't know. But I'm thinking that's a better than not spot. But XRP bounced off this area pretty beautifully, if I must say. Beautifully. This is the descending triangle breakout. The apex is September of 2025, and we get that. But right now, the way this is doing it, this is about 65% of the move now. And this looks like it rounded, and it's doing it again, kind of like an exhaustion. Now, unless this is like some kind of weird bear flag and it wants to drop down to 215 or 204 or 198 or whatever, I could very easily see this round back up as this is back testing a very nice breakout. Like a very nice one. And then it would put us back to 265 and then some. But like I always preach to everybody, just because we're waiting for XRP, we've got gems we can find. Like, I don't get so worried about XRP sitting where it needs to. I watched XRP go from 34 and 38 cents, and now we're sitting at $2.30. So we're doing good. Nothing wrong with that. And then I try to find things along the way where I know the IoT in my heart, the Internet of Things tokens. If you can find one that's at the right area, just like we did with MXC at the right time, oh my God. Oh. So I don't worry about XRP's price so much. Everyone's like, oh, I'm going to be XRP Future Millionaire if you don't. Because that's the point. The patience is going to win this game. And if it wasn't for Crypto.com giving me like a 30% discrepancy, and that's the second time I've seen it. I've seen it on Canto before. But for doing that on MXC, and it's not just me. There was a horror story as well in the... But I didn't end up filling the market orders. I waited till there was parabolic spikes, and I had limit orders that had far exceeded by like 35% anyhow. But there's horror stories in the Telegram. I encourage you guys to go there. I encourage. Time out here posting videos at damn near midnight in the great state of... Oh, you're right about that, Adam. You are right about that. JOV, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years with the Diamond Hands badge. Adam Reynolds, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XP Predictor. The Gatman, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 3 years now with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. Yes, the Gatman, I did, because it was getting to a point where I couldn't get the proper pricing, not even close on Crypto.com, so I had to take advantage of these very high spikes. And I'm not worried. I'm not mad about it. The only thing I'm mad about is I wanted to hold MXC a little longer. I can't trust the way the selling. It's the same thing as Kanto, the same exact reason. So I looked at my next part of my solution here, and one of them that's actually in position, but it's slightly for different reasons, and it's at a different part of the price chart. There's just no doubt about that, but there's different parts of technology. So, yes, the short answer is yes. Joseph Euler, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. God, I love all of you. Jorge, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP Predictor and being a very trusted mod. I gotta remember I can't talk too loud because everybody's sleeping in my house. So much pent up. Oh, XRP does. So, everybody, before we get into the data, the token data, if you don't know what it is, the best way I can tell you is when you look it up, just look up STREAMR. It is data, but just put in streamer data. But when you look at it for the token symbol, type in DATA. But just like when you look for MXC, you type in Moonchain, type in streamer. Just, it makes it easier because other things will come up with data because there's other kind of protocols and things. You can even see it in one of the other IoT tokens. Where's it at? Data highway. So there's a couple of them that'll pop up if you're looking for IoT tokens that'll have data in it. But I really do like where it's at right now. Market cap slightly higher than MXC, but it's getting slaughtered and the volume's low. Man, I haven't felt this way since MXC when I told everybody about it. But just so you can see, if you're not on BITUNIX yet, data right here. I just downloaded this on my tablet. Now, as you can see in the last 15 minutes, of course, probably because I brought it up, it started going up. But as you can see, I don't have it yet because I didn't want to buy it and then everybody be like, oh, he's just talking about it because he bought it. Nope. I didn't buy it yet. Kind of show everybody how to do it on BITUNIX. And then, it's easy enough to get out of it. On BITUNIX, there's basically no fee. So if you want to see it, go in the video description below or on the pinned comment of this very live and look. If you don't see it there, just make sure you go to my homepage. You'll see BITUNIX. It's a game changer. I'm just telling you straight up, it's a game changer. I don't have to worry about fees, all this nonsense like Crypto.com. It's a game changer. It's a game changer. Look at MXC up 50% on the day again. 50%. That fed me so well. I ate so well from MXC. I want to slap Crypto.com, but you know what it does? Things happen for a reason. So I believe this happened on Crypto.com at this exact time, so it'd punch me in the nuts and be like, hey, pay attention to the other one that you know about that's on a more, where you need to get it before it's too late. So yeah. So if I go into the chart there, well, first MXC, because MXC's literally gone insane. And perfect buy zone when we bought it at 00014, or what was it? 000, was it? Not 14, 000. Shit, I can't even remember. It went up so high now. Like literally, or 0006 something. We were talking about this yesterday and it was right at the same spot. It's crazy how much it went up here. From the 7.6 level, it's up 550%. I know some of you ate here. A lot of you ate here. Yes, Nick, alive right now. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. But I want to talk about something on, I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's an IoT token. Right now, it's ranked just ahead of Moonchain. Streamer data, it's at, where is it at? 899 right now in the IoT rankings. But it's literally did a cascade downward. Like when I say cascade, this was the same reason why I was so interested. And I don't talk about things unless I think something's possible. And when I say it went to the shitter for a while, oh, it's gone to the shitter. From the top, you're talking about being down 95% on this IoT token. You're talking about you can have the macro view where it's only had 2 taps. So even if this token is overall bearish, we all know in our hearts, we've seen it with MXC. Remember what I said when it was down? It's eventually going to come up and tap this area one way or the other. What goes up must come down. What goes down must go up to retest, right, after all. So, I mean, we very well could be at that make it or break it station here. You know, like I think we could be coming up on a very big key moment here. But, you know, I want to keep it into the smaller scale. So, you know, it's something that I think is, we're close. We are close, and that looks like it's got an inverse head and shoulders there. So, with that being said, I want to go on here and show you guys real quickly how I buy on BITUNIX and how easy it is. So, trade, got it. I already have it in USDT. I didn't want to have to switch it. So, data. It's at 0.16. Let's see the chart just so we don't jump the gun, just to make sure that in the shorter time frame we're getting the best possible positioning, because it did have a small rally. Not a huge one, but a small one. Ooh, those are nice 2-hour candles. Because it looks like it's trying to have a pattern reversal. It looks like an inverse head and shoulders formed here as well. We'll see though, because even if it doesn't pan out and I lose a couple dollars, I don't care for the sake of this right now. It doesn't matter to me. So 0.1644. You can see some of the orders. So what I do, 0.16. I'm gonna end up having a lot of orders. So I'm gonna put it up to like 0.16. How about this 5.9 and see what happens. Let's see how much I can buy. There's 7. I can buy, what is that, 474,000? How about this? 222,000 right now while we're live on air. So 222,000 buy. Success. It already went through? Holy shit, that was quick. Oh, it didn't give me 200. Now I gotta buy the last 200, you fucks. Sometimes it'll only do so many. I mean, look at that, though. Remember how much money I had? Look how much money I have. That's what I mean. If I would have did that on Crypto.com, I would have just lost a couple $100 at the end. How do you find BITUNIX? On my... Look in the video description below. And or pinned comments here, look. You don't even need to look at on this very live where you're commenting. I'm going to click it on my own. So, see how I have this on my screen? Right here. See where it says BITUNIX Worldwide Trading on the top where it's pinned? Just click where it says that on XRP Future Million and it'll bring up that link. Click on the link and it'll go right to BITUNIX. Simple as that. Simple as that. $59. But this isn't, trying to figure out how much I wanted to put on it, though. How is it up $59? Oh, okay, we're back. I was going to say there's no way. That had to have been a spike up real quick. And I'm not telling you guys to buy this like it's going to go up right now, guys. Literally. This is like Moon Chain. Remember what happened there? How long it took and how many times we had to like, okay, well, this isn't the time. This might be the time. Oh, well, this isn't the... This might be the time where it's finally starting this uptrend in this perspective. So that's what I mean. Like, this could be the time. And it's running out of room to come down. Like, it's literally, it's done so much down that eventually we're going to have that spin up. And I don't really like to talk about things until we get close, as you guys can tell. But look at that. Can't you guys see what's developing there? I know I can. I waited a long time for this son of a bitch. I won't be comfortable unless I buy a little bit more. Let's see. Oh. So I can live with 400,000. 0.16. And I know it's going to keep going down on this inverse head and shoulders, at least until it settles in the right area. So I know that we can have this opportunity to kind of do what we need to do, and for educational purposes, of course. So what did I put it? Oh, I didn't put it high enough. Oh, it already filled. I'll be darned. Of course, I brought it down in price because I bought it lower than what it was at. But it's going to keep bouncing. Like, this is good. Like, now you can't... Oh, 399,000. This is what I like to do. And now... Where's this at? Data. Trade. I don't need a lot more. I just want to get it over 400,000. Here, we'll do 1,000 more. There. So now 400,000. And you guys might think it's crazy, but we're gonna get off of this right now. But I have to. Let's see. Trade. How many do I have? 400 and what was it? 650. So 400. I know some of you who don't know me won't understand this, but some of you will. 400. It's a good omen. It's a good omen. That's all. It's a good omen. And then you can see, like, if you want to sell, you just sell. Whatever you want. There's 1630 are the sell pricing right now because it's dropping a little bit. I'll do it at 1620. I don't care. And then it'll give me a price. Sold out. Wait a minute. What did I just do? I sold too many. What did I do? Ah, damn it. Well, you get the picture. Whatever. I have 374,000. I didn't mean to do it money-wise. I was going to try to put it back to 402,000. Bam. How do you fund BITUNIX? You send or receive from another exchange. So what you have to do, or wallet. So if you're on BITUNIX, you have to go to deposit. And then you have to do it, you can do it on chain, but I don't do that. So what I would suggest is go to assets, deposit, and then you can deposit any of these assets. There's so many of them. Like, I just move USDT around. Like, I sent USDT over from crypto.com because you can even send it from another, you gotta have a funding exchange where you can send or receive from a bank account. So take it from your primary and send it over. Best advice. That's the best advice I can give you, honestly. Now, don't take this for granted, like, oh, we're just going to make all this money, because I guarantee you something's going to happen, and someone's going to get mad. But I've opened up what I was thinking here. So, you're welcome, Richard, and thanks for being in Tom's over 3+ months with the XRP Meteor. Yeah, James and a couple others that have convinced me that I need to show it a little more. Let's see. Tom, will you put up XRP and Bitcoin layered? Oh, the XRP Bitcoin pairing. We're up 0.62% right now. Remember when I called it back testing this? Does anybody remember that? How many people watching me will actually acknowledge that when we talk about the back test? We might have a bigger one. But right now, the weekly's looking beautiful. We have that weekly golden cross. Already dropped 39 to 40% now here in the last, like, couple of months. We have the 100 cross, or the 50 cross and the 200. That's a bona fide golden cross here with the back test right now. Like, literally right now. ZBCN took off. ZBCN allowed me to take out off of the exchanges about, what was it about 8 or 10 grand, and then between that and Moonchain giving me another 7 to 10. It was just a pretty incredible week and a half. Like, it pretty much made my first quarter. I got taxes coming up in July, for property taxes, and it couldn't have been at a better time. we're gonna relax together. I bought 922,000 Z-Back earlier today, up 25%. Oh, beautiful. Sean, pay attention. Pay attention. And if it goes down, pay even more attention. Why is data stuck like this? I feel like something's wrong with this chart. Hold on. I knew something was wrong with that chart because that's not accurate. I was waiting for it to catch up, but it's like it's not catching up at all. Let's see. Where do I want to go? I want to go to one that's been around for a long time so I can see all the way back in the chart. See, that's not long enough. Binance one was good, but that's for some reason it's not working so well. That's not bad. I can work with that. I can work with that. Yeah, see, that's better. 3.2%. I was going to say something wasn't right there. It wasn't pricing properly. Let's see if I pair that against BITUNIX, what that's at. 1643. 1640. So it's bouncing around the same range. That is well within range for me. Okay. So now, like, I'm just going to look at this in the short frame. And I know we're bouncing around stuff, but guys, this isn't even a typical time for the live. But I wanted to let you into my world. Do you guys remember when I didn't do it to this extent? But I mean, you guys knew about MXC. You knew about ZBEC. You knew about a lot of these other ones. But I'm really letting you into my world on this one because this is very much speculative. The only thing not speculative about this one is the fact it's an IoT. And IoTs make me very happy. And I know they're going to make us very rich. And they've already made me a lot of money. And the ironic thing is nobody talks about them. But you see what could be developing here, right? So we could still be a little early. We could have jumped the gun. We could have jumped the gun. I mean, just look, even if it comes right here, we could have jumped the gun. And then it would come down to 117. But for purposes of this live, I wanted to buy some in front of everybody, and not just a small amount, so you guys can see, like, they're there, you know, whatever happens, I'm willing to, I can see this from a long-term perspective. Remember MXC? Remember all the stuff we would talk about? Now we have a lot more money to our name. Remember what we talked about with ZBEC? Now we have a lot more money to our name. With data, it's the same thing. It's just at a different price point. But it's still the same as the rest. This thing is catastrophically gone down the shitter. And not in a bad way. And there's going to be a lot of adoption and things like that that'll come here shortly. But we're getting into a phase now where I believe they purposely had dumped out the IoT tokens to make them obsolete in the eyes of retail. I really believe that. And it came at a perfect time. So, you know, it's come at a perfect time. I think they did this on purpose with the IoT tokens. But, you know, that's just, I'm giving you insight into something that I am looking at. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to make you any money. Yes, we've been on we've had quite the success, but it's because I wait for things to go so far. Look how long I waited to tell you guys about this. Literally. And it's one that I've been high value target because it's on BITUNIX. Very high value. But look, did I not wait for that entire inverse head and shoulders to form before I said anything? And yeah, if it fails, it fails, and we know it was too early. But I mean, I've given us a perfect opportunity here, and then some. I hope some of you will join Tom's Army. I know it's a much later time, but there's not very many of you in Tom's Army. But I got to earn it. I got to earn it. I feel like, you know, MXC helps. We made a shitload of money. Not just me, but I feel like, you know, just pay attention here, guys. This is what I do. I made like, and this isn't the flex. We made like $17,000 in the last, like, what, 8 days? Between ZBEC and MXC. You know, that's not chump change. Like, that's not even in my master plan. Like, it's crazy. Now, look at this. If this ends up popping up here, and that looks like an... man, oh, man. Where to buy this on? Simple, BITUNIX. Look at the pinned comments on this very chat where you're at. That's where I bought it. BITUNIX. You just go into the trade, go into data, and you buy it. This is my... let's see, I don't want to show Well, this is for data. Okay, I don't really want to show a whole bunch of stuff because I don't want to give out too much of my information, but at least for data, you know, this is how I filled it. Because, you know, if I show too much stuff, then people are going to try to break into my account, and then it's not fun times. So, not that I don't trust my audience, but you know how it is. Yeah, there's a lot of them you can buy it on. But I suggest BITUNIX because the fees are the friggin' cheapest, and it's not even close. I don't even need to debate it, I know. I've been everywhere. Been freaking everywhere. But yeah. Oh, Trading with J-Ride, thank you so much for the $10 donation. What a generous son of a bitch you are. And also been in Tom's Run for over 3 years with the XRP Diamond Hands badge. You know, I'm glad you brought up Filecoin. So, what's going to end up happening here is this is going up here now because that's my A1 target. MXC obviously has to be up here with ZBEC. We'll put them up A1, A2. Alchemy pays in my long bag. This one's on the fence H-bar because I'm waiting for the appropriate signal here to re-entry. But yeah, file. But I have white paper to go over. I want to go over something with, I don't want to forget. Yeah, look at file. It's back testing a breakout perfectly. Yeah, it's getting ready. It really is. This is getting ready. I've been waiting for that breakout for a while. Look at that. And it already came up from the bottom. It's already come up from the bottom, and now it's back testing the breakout perfectly. Although, I suppose you could... Where was this at? If you wanted to do it something like that, but, I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. Because I think it really defined that pattern right there. I think that's fair. I don't even think you go that next layer. I think this is fair. I think it's fair. And if this breaks out, you got a very quick target. I got no problem sharing this. Filecoin will be up at $3.90. So we'll try to do something different. Instead of clogging up the chart, like I always do with lines, what if I started doing something like this? Instead of clogging it up, what if I just say, okay, if Filecoin plays out, we have this out in the future, $3.90. I get rid of this, and then we know if it plays out properly, the next big target would be $3.90. What do you think of that evolution? Instead of having all the lines out there, we can see the pattern it broke out from. Instead of me having a line and another one going across, what if we do that just for simplicity from now on? So that it doesn't cloud everything up, and then I can draw on it freely until we get to the next formation. Yes, Richard, I always buy with limit orders, 100%. And on BITUNIX, it actually works. You guys seen how quick it worked, don't you? Like, that was fast. Lightning fast. And you guys seen the fee, there was none. Like, when I bought it, you seen what happened. It was crazy. I looked at it, and it was the exact same price after I bought. Like, that's what I mean. Like, that's... And I spent what was it? That's a game changer. I spent, like... how much is in this asset? It's over $6,000. And, nothing happened. Just small ass fee. I friggin' love it. Crypto adoption coming says, love your work. Have you seen the rumor going on Michael Saylor being a Freemason or a government front? I think he is. Oh, absolutely. That's true. 100%. 100%. 100%. But I don't want to get into it too much. I don't want to get in trouble. Oh, Nick, yeah, there's no doubt about it's got a long road to go for Filecoin, but this is kind of like a breakout setting we've been waiting for. You've been waiting for as well. I don't own it right now, which I'm not mad about because look, this is what I do. Like sometimes, you know, people are just sitting there and they're like, oh, I get so mad about this or that. I don't do that. I look at things, I say, okay, this is where we can make a bunch of money or where I think is the biggest opportunity. It's been beaten down. And remember, I was hammering MXC for a few days saying, guys, Like, I understand it could go all the way down to this 0.0001, but right now it's hit the perfect spot. Like, it's back testing. I didn't know it was going to go up fucking 500% or 300 something percent, but I did say this reminds me of what AMP did. Remember yesterday I said it reminds me that it could do something like AMP, how it moved 350, 400% in one day, and we're like, oh my God. I didn't know it was actually going to do it, but I said it reminds me of that kind of a setup. There's a few of them that remind me of that. I'm not talking about data today for no reason. If it goes down 10% and I talk about it again, there's a reason why. And if I keep talking about it until it ends up having this parabolic reversal, there's a reason why. This is going to rotate. I think this is the start. No, I haven't copy traded in ages. Now, what I should have did was I should have bought this in the copy trade so everybody could see it in real time and we could just keep it on there, but I did not. Just because I don't want to be the reason why somebody buys something, you know, as far as like, you know, then people, where is the big opportunity now? I'm talking about it. I've been taught data that it might not be the exact spot, but I'm telling you right now, it's pretty damn close if it's not, because that's an inverse head and shoulders set up here. And if it plays out properly, and I always have to say if, because they don't play out always, and they have to go to the next layer. Watch it with MXC a few times. I mean, this is set up so perfectly. It's almost begging. And if it comes back up, I mean, you've got layers. Boom. 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 And then if you can break boom, boom, I mean, you can keep drawing it out, but you've got layers all the way up. And it's like, well, if it's at 3.4 cents, that's a pretty hefty rise up here. And that's not even the big target. You're talking about coming all the way back up here just to the pattern resistance. So, like, you want to talk about potential here. I mean, it's not out of the question that we are forming a very big pattern that tried to break out a little early and now could have some pent-up aggression. Now, if it breaks down, it's the same thing as MXC. We could see some pretty interesting drops. I mean, that's over 400% just to come back for a rejection. Now, if you want to talk all the way back to the top where we've already got 2 hits, and I'll make this a wider, I'll make this a wider scale in a sec. But if you want to talk about where we've already got 2 hits on resistance, shit. Apparently, well, it's making a pain in the ass. Close enough. That's the shorter scale. That's the wider scale back up. We've already hit that twice. So that's a 1,300% move. So like I've said, time, patience, there's a lot of reasons why. And we've done it twice. It's been a long time since the last time, but doesn't it kind of seem quite similar to the last setup? Notice how the last time it had this big inverse head and shoulders that came up, failed, and made a new low. Notice how we have this big inverse head and shoulders, failed, made a new low. Could this be that spot where it's about to reverse just like it did before and had a parabolic spike? The last time we had a setup similar to this and did the exact same rotation, we ended up skyrocketing almost 3,000%. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at right now. That's where I'm at. You know, that's where I'm at. I'm not telling you to go download BITUNIX. I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just telling you this is what I'm doing. And you guys see it, so that's it. And then, if you don't know what it is, Streamer delivers unstoppable data and unstoppable applications. It is the real-time data backbone of the global supercomputer. It is a decentralized network for scalable, low latency, untamperable data delivery and persistence, operated by the DataCoin token. Anyone or anything can publish new data to data streams, and others can subscribe to these streams, blah, 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 blah. We've actually talked about this token before in the past, but it was like in 2023. But the papers, I mean, this is going back to 2017. You know, so there's a lot. There's a lot. Oh, there's a lot. 3,900 links. That's kind of funny. That's how many different things you can look up here. I was trying to just find a simple way to explain it. I don't think there's going to be a simple way. Let's see if I can find a... This is brutal the way it's doing this. Whoop. I wanted to, I'm going to find an updated one. I'm not going to read through all of the stuff from 2017. I'll find a better one. Yeah, I mean, Streamer is lined up in a good... Oh, my God. I honestly, when I've watched this for so long, I can't believe it's taken this long, but at the same time, there was a few of them I wish that fucking BITUNIX had. Oh, man, there's one... Oh, God. Like, just as much as I love this one, there's a few of them that I love this much, too, but anyhow. I don't want to get ahead of yourselves. So the market cap is 18.82 million, down 2.14%. Volume over the last 24 hours is up 78%. So something's going on here over the last 24 hours. Some kind of interest. There's a buzz going on. Up to 3.89 million. By market cap holders, there's only 44,000 holders. Circulating supply 1.14 billion. So, this is from 2017, though, but it's an easier way to look at this because at least I don't have to look at it through the BS. So, the roadmap going all the way back to here. And then 7, blah, 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 blah. I don't care about any of that. I want to see... Sorry, it's late. I'm like, you know when you're like had a long day and you're like kind of zombied? I'm kind of zombied. See, this is going all the way back to 2017. And also, if Ethereum's doing good, this is another one just like MXC. It has a lot of framework on Ethereum's network. So if Ethereum's doing good, this is an IoT token that can also, you know, end up having some parabolic spikes. Where's this data coin? It's pretty cool when you go back so far and then you start seeing this stuff and you're like, oh my God, it's come a long way from there. Actually, crypto as a whole has come a long way from there. All-time high was 37 cents. So, I mean, we're down 95%. So, you're talking like a 30-something X to get back to all-time highs. All-time low is 0.04. So, you're a lot closer to all-time lows than you are to all-time highs right now. I believe. Yeah, oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah, so... But I see a big reversal happening, though, in real time. Like, I really do. I really do. 69.04% are whales. And this is something you need to know. Like, some people might not like this. But this is something, if you're going to hold something, you deserve to know this. If I know this information, you deserve to know it. Right? I guess. What, don't you want to know this? So... The whales are 69% of the holders. 30.96% are others. Holders distribution top 10 are 83.5% of the holders. Others are 16.47%. And the biggest holder has 451 million tokens. He owns 37% of the supply. Not horrible, though, when you look at this. It gets split up pretty good. But there's only 40-something thousand actual holders, so... Community sentiment, 92% say it's bullish. Anthony says there are a lot of investors who have missed the recent stock rally because they were overthinking different data points. The only thing that matters is that prolonged bear markets have been outlawed. Blah, blah, blah. So Data is an open source project and decentralized platform that relies on cryptography instead of trust. It is a P2P, peer-to-peer, real-time data infrastructure that houses a platform and tools for a new data economy. The technology stack includes a scalable real-time messaging network hosted on computers worldwide, a marketplace for trading, selling data, and a set of tools for working with real-time data. Streaming Data was crowdfunded in 2017. Create decentralized infrastructure on Sunbelt data for Sunbelt apps, blah, 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 blah. Here's the important part for anybody who wants the money shot. And if you're a fan of IOTA, when we get there, you'll like it. So the value of real-time information. So it's on Sunbelt data for Sunbelt apps. Streamer tokenizes the value of real-time information and makes it available on their marketplace and data unions. This is built for DApps, IoT devices, so Internet of Things, and more. And they believe this is a crucial protocol for Web 3.0. The task of Streamer Data Coin includes creating a comfortable and prosperous information market. Remember the supercomputer. What are we getting into with AI, the ultimate supercomputer? So we want to start looking in that direction. It's built on the basis of data exchange network that is convenient and understandable for users. How it works, the decentralized pub-sub network is supported by nodes around the world who earn data tokens in exchange for the bandwidth and validation they provide. The competitive advantage lies in the fact that it is off-chain network, for example, when compared to a similar IOTA service. Therefore, the risk that the project will face scalability and bandwidth issues is modest. The intention of the Streamer team is not to create some special blockchain, but to focus on the development of network optimization technologies. If Streamer lacks the capabilities of Ethereum, developers can always transfer the platform to another blockchain. So what it's telling you is they're not dead set on just being on an ERC. They're saying if Ethereum can't handle what they need, they can go elsewhere. Which I think is cool. You guys are going to make me FOMO in. Oh, I know. Tales from the Crypto Keeper. I didn't say it was going to be... I've heard the same thing about everything I talk about. So I understand. I don't... CoinGecko, I'm just telling you something that I'm looking at with an IoT. If it breaks down, we have breakdown targets. No different than with MXC. Or no different than anything else I do. It's just at a point here in this chart where it's going to have to do one thing or the other. And I would hate to not talk about it at all when the possible inverse right arm is actually getting ready to do something. And breaking out doesn't mean it has to break up. Sometimes it breaks down when it breaks out. You can't be on the winning side of everything. What makes strategy so unique? Let's see. Okay. I think that's pretty good. What kind of news? Unlocks. Node reward 70 million, community 30 million, founders 150 million, partners 30, company 150. 44,000 holders in the last 30 days, all time 44,000. I think we covered a lot of this. I just wanted to make sure there was nothing that I didn't miss. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'll have more information on this as we go along, but like you can see, it's not like I'm telling you to buy it because it's on a parabolic run. See, in February I was at 2.4 cents. See how January it was at 3 cents. See how January it was at 4.7 cents. Right? See how January or December 12th it was, or December 7th it was at 5.6 cents. So it came down from 5.7 in December to where we're sitting now. So it's not because it was at we're having a parabolic spike. It's quite the opposite. It's quite the opposite. It's because we're running into these lows that we haven't seen in quite some time. Like the last time we seen lows in this area, I mean, I have to go back a little bit. When was the last time we seen these 1 cent areas? And this should put it in perspective. Like, look how far back we have to go. Like, I'm not joking. We haven't seen these areas in a very long time. Let's see how long it takes. We're at 1.6 right now. We're getting closer. Because we're back to 23 now. Holy moly. Look at this. We can't even get back to that range. That's how long it's been. This makes a good demonstration too when you're trying to make a point like, hey, I'm not telling you to buy something because it's at an all-time high. In fact, we haven't been in this range, and now we're back to 2022 since we've been at 1.6. I can't even find anything under 2 cents. And now we're going to be going back to 21 almost. This is fun though. Let's see how long this game goes. And I know I could very easily go on the chart, but that's not as fun. Plus, and this way, you can see how fast the price moves when it actually moves. Look, now it's at 7 cents, 8 cents. It's back in 22. So when I say it's undervalued, it is massively. Look, 11 cents in December 31st of 21. Like, these are the numbers I want to get back to. And now, like, you're not going to find it. So you can't find the numbers as low as I'm giving you right now. That's why when it creates this inverse head and shoulders possibility, that's why I have to talk about it. Otherwise, if I wait too long, then I can't talk about it. Because it's either going to break out or break down. But look at that. Doesn't that look like it's created an inverse head and shoulders here? Finally. I don't know. I could be crazy. It's possible. Thankfully, though, my craziness makes a lot of profit. And it allows me to be able to do this at 12:09 a.m. with all of you. Because I don't have to go to a job in the morning. Let's face it, where else would I have made $18,000 in the last week and a half? You know, like, and it's not YouTube. That's what I always try to tell everybody. And even if you send me a donation, it makes me feel good because then I know you're appreciative of my time. And if you're in Tom's Army, I'd love to see more members in Tom's Army. Maybe 10% of this audience is right now. But in the live, 0.001% of my audience is in Tom's Army. But we're talking about data. But doesn't that look like an inverse head and shoulders? Like, I'm not trying to blow smoke. I'm really not. But I'm much more comfortable telling you guys about something on BITUNIX than I am about even how we made a bunch of money on MXC, because look at the disparities on crypto.com. It sucks. You know how much money they took from me to make that 7,000 to 9,000? Makes me want to throw up. You're talking like a $600 or $700 lost because of stupid fees. And that's not even the differential in pricing, how you have to work around that. Telling you, if you haven't tried BITUNIX yet, you are missing something glorious. Freaking glorious. And I'm thrilled that they have this. I am thrilled. Nick, shots fired. Thanks, Tom. I have work in the morning. No, it's not shots fired. Nick, I'm a lot older than you. What are you, in your 20s? I think. 30s? 20s? Gator, thank you so much for joining Tom's Army. You're in your first month with the emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. And that is my face superimposed on there, so I know it's me. And I know it's your first month. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. You just made me the happiest person in the world today. And the beauty is, I get to enjoy that all day because it's only 11 minutes into my new day. How awesome is that? You guys don't even want to know what my life looked like at 32. Well, I'm going to be 42 in December, but if you would have looked at me at 32, I was getting up for work 12 to 16 hours a day because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So some of you are trying to figure it out. I know you are, Nick. I know you are, and I'm just messing with you. But you can't trade your experience for how youthful you are right now. I'm telling you, that's going to pay dividends before you know it. You're already starting to lay the foundation. You just don't even know it. I think you do, but you don't. That's such a cool how it looks on my background. It almost looks like we're watching. Hey, you can see my screen back here. Look at that. You can kind of see what I'm looking at in my window. That's kind of funny. Love you, Tom. So accurate. Hey, I try. I try. I try. Look at the emerging markets ones. These just from profit. You guys seen how I maxed it out? 7,000 last year, 7,000 this year. The Vanguard ones are closing in on $4,000 a piece. The Fidelity ones are at about $3,300 a piece. But I've maxed it out the last 2 years. That's just easy retirement money that in emerging markets, because I bet against the US dollar. It's just another way to do it. Gold, silver, mining stocks is another way to do it. Crypto, to an extent, but you have to sell it back. Just like mining stocks. Oh my God, has it already been 56 minutes? That is unbelievable. At 100,000, you will be invited to kiss the wall. I don't know if I'll be at 50,000 before July 1st. I can't believe that. I had my biggest month of support I've ever had subscriber-wise. But, you know, I always wondered when I joined YouTube, I'd see channels with 200,000-300,000 subscribers in crypto, and they're getting like 3,000-4,000 views. I'm like, how could they only get 3,000 or 4,000 views if they got 300,000 subscribers? I could never figure it out. I know now, because even if I get 1,000 people this week to subscribe, 800 of them will never come back until we get into a real bull run. They only happen to watch because they were excited about something. 100 of them are too afraid to watch because their emotions are getting the better of them. Maybe 10% of the people that subscribe, I've found, watch religiously. So we've always got a flow of 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 views on the videos. And the lives are always fun, even when it's bearish. Like, we're bearish for the most part. And we've got, look what time it is. It's crazy. So the more people, at least, that are subscribed, the more opportunity. And it's a weird thing, because you can really see the statistic. It's about 1 out of 10 that are truly engaged. But then when you have a parabolic spike, maybe 4 or 5 out of 10. So, like, I can only imagine it. It's a pretty fun thing. Yeah, that's true. I haven't been in a bull run since when I first started in 21, and I had nobody. So people are like, this guy's got nobody. I'm not watching him. I think you get a plaque at 100,000 on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. I think you get a plaque. I want the plaque. It sounds cheesy, but I want the damn plaque. For all the bullshit YouTube puts you through, give me my plaque. Then I'm only 40% of the way to. But I had like 3,000 subscribers in like the last 40 days or something. It's crazy. It's pretty crazy. I hope it doesn't, I hope it keeps going. Well, I don't hope. I'm just going to try to keep, not try, I'm going to keep doing the work, and it should fall into place. Ethereum is giving me so much hope, though, especially for like what I'm talking about with data. I know it sounds crazy. You haven't heard that name, and now it's going to be like, oh, this guy's just blowing smoke. That's what everybody was thinking when I was talking about MXC. They're like, oh, he's just picking out IoT tokens out his ass now. It's not true. It's not true. There's a reason why I'm talking about him. I will say, though, I'm more comfortable talking about data just because of the platform that I can tell you to buy it on. Always bothered me with MXC on crypto.com. Oh my God, did they really? If Trump's tariffs got blocked, this could be a perfect storm. But I just want to know from my audience, some of my veteran audience members, does that look like an inverse head and shoulders to you? Even in the daily, I mean, I think it is. I don't know why I'm getting so offended at myself. Like, you want to see something that's there, you're forcing yourself, but I'm not. I haven't forced myself at all in this pattern. That's the crazy thing. I've actually let this pattern do what it needs to do. That's why it's like, oh my God, is it finally time? It's the same way I felt with the MXC. Like, is it finally time? Fuck, it might be time. James, I think you're the one who asked me the question. I think you're the one who asked me the question about if I had a sleeper. like the next MXC, and I was trying to explain to everybody like this IoT token, it's on BITUNIX, and you've seen my little demonstration of how far and how long it. In 2021, you've seen it was at 11 and 15 cents, and we haven't seen these numbers. Well, we can't even find a spot where we've seen these numbers. I have to go back all the way to the beginning of its history. I have to go back, well, not to the beginning of the history, but we got to go back to March of 2020 to find numbers this low. You know, we got to go back to this time frame in the March of 2020 to get back to these levels. And we even dumped out the exact same way. Like, look at this. We already dumped down. Last time we had an inverse head and shoulders back here before a big breakout or a big reversal. We dumped down one last time and then shot up 3,000%. This time, similar fashion, dumped down one last time maybe, forming the inverse pattern. We'll find out. I know once this reverses, it is going to be majestic as all hell. It is going to be majestic. Oh man, if we run into another one after ZBEC and MXC, I don't even know what I'm going to do. But I can tell you this one, because it's on BITUNIX, I'm not looking to have any kind of forward sale. You know, there's... Oh, I hear that, Gator. How are we making an inverse head and shoulders on XRP weekly? Pretty sure we are. I'm going to switch off of this one. Yeah, definitely watch the whole thing. I agree, because I talked about how to do it here on BITUNIX. James, because of you, I actually showed everybody. You know, how to go into the trade to buy, how to do it. I showed the limit order, how quick it actually fills, how cheap it is to actually buy the stuff. You know, and for your purposes, and maybe I'll sell a couple out of here just so I get some of the money back. But I want to show you, like, so 16, let's just put it at 1660 because it's at the top and we're going to need a lot of these to fill. You can do a little bit less if you want to take a minute. So then I do that. It's already filled. Literally already filled. Now I have 7,800, 475. So, and you see I had 7,870 something when I put the order through, and I still have 7,875 when I. So I mean, that's what I mean. Like, not, and I bought all of that. And it says I'm up $34 right now from these purchases. So, you know, it's a pretty big difference when you're used to different exchanges that screw you over. Like, I can't say enough for that exchange. Like, I really can't. It's freaking crazy. I just wish more people understood it. I know this isn't the sexy stuff. People are going to be like, why the fuck's he talking so much about this token? Something's pulling me to talk about it. I'm gonna have to go soon though. It is 12:20. I gotta get my son to school at 8 a.m. or 8:20. I'll be doing a morning update, so it's getting to my time. Do appreciate everybody who's been here in this live though. I really do. 'Cause I'm gonna have to wind this down. But yeah, no. XRP definitely looks like it's already broken out of a. In my opinion, it's back testing a breakout of this possible inverse, the short stages of this inverse head and shoulders. That in this back test is well, when you look at it on this $2.23 right now, that I don't care what anybody calls descending triangle, descending. Sorry, I'm like fried right now because it's been such a long day. But as long as we hold this back test, we got nothing to worry about. We don't even need to come down to lower levels, and that inverse pattern is going to play out. And then if it does, I mean, we're going over $3 to all-time highs once this plays out. We already know this. But yeah, I think we're starting to play out in the fashion you're saying, Nick. I think it's starting to develop here even more clearly. But I've talked about, you know, it could come down here. Maybe it does come down here, you know, to these ranges so that it can fill something bigger out. But do we really need to? Probably not. That's why that other chart's the most important. I also drew this out before just so we could kind of see like the cup and handle, but I didn't know it was going to play in and out of it. It's just been sitting here forever. I never show this chart anymore. But that's the all-time. And then this is how we get to where we're going. But, I mean, we've really been filling this out. If I just updated this, I think what I would do is I would get rid of this. Because it pretty much played damn near. And I think you would just do it more like this so that you could emphasize. Whoops. That looks like shit. But I think you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, it might be easier if you look at it in the proper context, Tom, you know? So we had more of like this cup and handle. But you see how we're breaking out. We're breaking out of this cup and handle. If we break out of this cup and handle, guys, like, if this is the handle and it's breaking out of this all time and this it doesn't have to go any farther, almost like the pirate ship, you know, when you used to be at Cedar Point or at the amusement park. You know, eventually you're going. Eventually it's going to happen. You can only rock the boat so many times. Just like in that descending wedge. You can only do it so many times before it goes. And what did it do? And what's it going to do? Oh, I can't wait. And while we're waiting, what better way to pass the time than to make good money on MXC? Let's face it. It could be life-altering for some of you. At least you're altering. Moment-altering. Or ZBAC, you know, we've been waiting for stuff to happen, and we're watching ZBAC go up 400 or 500%, and then right after that, we're watching MXC go up 400 or 500% in the same week to 10 days. Holy moly. AMP should here eventually get hot. There's no doubt about it. AMP is close. Has to be. It has to be. It's failed so many times. I get that same vibe of that inverse head and shoulders here as well. I see that as well. I'm just waiting for it to break out of this little area, because if it broke down, you technically could get a breakdown to here on a quick drop, which AMP, for anybody who knows, it's been known to do stuff like this right before a big move out. But that also looks like it's building an inverse pattern. It does. There's no doubt about that. But guys, I gotta go. As much as I don't want to, I have to go. I have to go get some sleep. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope this helped. I hope I was able to bring you a little bit of information on a little bit of different tokens. And hopefully, you know, with a little bit of patience here, and we get to watch this pattern start playing out for data. I think being on BITUNIX as well, I think it could be something special. And if you have been in MXC, for God's sake, you better have taken at least your initial investment back, because the buy that I gave you at this very moment, you are up. If you are in, and if you didn't take profit, because we're building good fundamentals here, remember. I know it seems crazy, but we bought it before any of this movement, like literally. Could you imagine? Oh, I don't have to imagine. So you're at 570% right now. For fuck's sake, take 100% of that and put it in your freaking pocket. Better yet, take 275% of that and put it in your fucking pocket. You know why? Because we have to backtest this eventually. We have to. You don't have major breakouts like that without backtesting. We're going to eventually backtest. You'll still be up 337%, but you might as well put it in your pocket. Right? Put it in your pocket. Because then you won't be FOMO'd out when it comes back to the backtest, whenever that is. Could be run out of steam. It could go farther. Who the hell knows? But why sweat it? I'm trying to teach you all good fundamentals. This is how you start to do this more religiously. And when I come on tomorrow and I'm down 10% and $700 on data, I'll thank all of you for selling out. No, I'm kidding. But no, that I think for good demonstration as well here. Seriously, thank you all so much. I'm gonna go all wind down.